From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides in the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Yeshi, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give a glimpse of our country's diversity. As every region in India follows a different culture, so the traditions of New Year's Day celebrations also vary. So today, we take you to get immersed in the festivities of different New Years, which are generally celebrated at the time of harvesting of crops and is observed with different names in different states.
The arrival of spring not only brings with it a season of merriment and joy, but also a fresh bundle of traditions and cultural values. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, various communities and cultural groups mark the beginning of a new year, which is celebrated in different names across the country. In Assam, it is observed as Bohag Bihu or Rongali Bihu, whose merriment goes on for 7 days. Assamese visit their friends and families and celebrate it with feasts, music and dancing. This year too, the festival was observed with much enthusiasm across Assam. Decked up in traditional attires, young men and women performed traditional Bihu dance to mark the cultural extravaganza.
इस बार हम लोग पूरे जोश से ये बिहू करने वाले हैं, सेलिब्रेट करने वाले हैं। बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है और जैसे कि यहाँ पे आप देख ही रहे होंगे कि किस तरह से हम लोग यहाँ पे प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं और कितने जोश से हम लोग ये डांस कर रहे हैं, जो कि हम बचपन से करते आ रहे हैं।
Gudi Padwa was also observed in the state of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Goa to mark the traditional New Year of Marathi and Konkani Hindus. It is celebrated on the first day of Chaitra, also known as Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, which is the first month of the year. During the occasion, a special Gudi flag garlanded with flowers, mango and neem leaves, topped with upturned silver or bronze pot, is hosted outside every house, in a window, terrace or a high place so that everybody can see it. It is believed that on this day, Hindu god Brahma created time and universe, and therefore the Gudi flag is also regarded as the Brahma's flag.
हम सब परिवार इकट्ठा होके मज़े में त्यौहार मनाते हैं। गुड़ी हमारे नया वर्ष का गुड़ी पड़वा त्यौहार बड़ा धूमधाम से चलता है। महाराष्ट्र के अंदर, नासिक के अंदर बड़े धूमधाम से हम त्यौहार मनाते हैं।
In Karnataka, people visited the temples to mark the New Year's Day, which is celebrated by the name of Yugadi. Similar scenes were also witnessed in the Chennai city of Tamil Nadu, where people visited the temple of Sri Venkateshwar Swami to celebrate Puthandu, which is the first day of the year on Tamil calendar and is observed on the next day of Yugadi. All the possible arrangements were done by the temple authorities, enabling devotees to have the blessings of God without any hassle.
We wish all the people of India and Bhaktagaral of Venkateshwar Swami a Happy New Year. Because of the Telugu New Year today and Tamil New Year tomorrow, we have organized all the possible arrangements, and morning 9 to 10:30 we have Asthanam, and tomorrow also we have the same time. All Bhaktars are requested to come and have the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara. Namo Venkateshaya.
One festival known by different names and celebrated in different ways across the country showcases the beauty of India and its diverse culture and traditions.
It is said that humanity is the virtue that stands above all religions and caste. Examples of citizens imbibing this virtue can be found at every nook and corner of the nation. One among them are the volunteers of a Mumbai-based NGO who have been distributing free food to the needy amid the pandemic. Feeding a hungry person is nothing less than a virtue. With the coronavirus pandemic putting up many challenges in front of the authorities, feeding the hungry and needy remains a tough one. Extending a helping hand in such a situation is a Mumbai-based NGO Khana Chahiye that has stepped up to distribute free food packets to the needy, regardless of their religion and caste.
We started during last year's initial lockdown, and we've been working to eliminate hunger in Mumbai. During the lockdown and of course the pandemic, a lot of people's wages have been paused. People are not being able to earn their livelihood, and so we've started by distributing meals for the last 3 days now, and I think we'll continue this till as long as the situation demands such a thing.
The Khana Chahiye Foundation is currently distributing food packets at the Khar area of Mumbai city. Founded by Ruben Masranhas and Neeti Goyal, the NGO has around 200 volunteers that have been working tirelessly to provide food to the hungry amid the pandemic in all corners of Mumbai. Apart from providing cooked meals to the destitute, they also provide fortnightly ration to people who can cook food at their homes.
हमारे वॉलंटियर बेस है, हमने एक हंगर मैप भी बनाया है जिसमें सारे लोग जो कि मतलब होमलेस हैं, हंग्री हैं, उनकी सारी डेटा है. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू सी कि उसमें से कितने लोग हैं जिनके पास कुकिंग अरेंजमेंट्स हैं. तो जिनके पास कुकिंग अरेंजमेंट्स हैं, वी आर ट्राइंग टू सब्स्टिट्यूट द फूड विद रेशंस सो दैट वी गिव रेशंस फॉर 14 डेज, और फिर उनका कॉन्टैक्ट कम हो जाएगा. 14 दिन तक दे कैन बी एट पीस कि हमारे को वी विल गेट 2 meals a day, and then again we substitute that with more rations. So that's why we have distributing food and rations. So last year we did about 3,000 tons of ration.
Last year, during the COVID-19 lockdown, Khana Chahiye Foundation had distributed around 47 lakh meals, starting from 25 meals to around 50,000 meals per day. Now, a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
A 5-day-long cocoon buyers and sellers meet-cum exhibition was held at Manipur's capital Imphal to give boost to state's sericulture industry. Manipur Sericulture Minister Wangbo Nevmai inaugurated the exhibition. The minister also handed over 2-wheelers to 35 selected agents for utilization during the door-to-door service to the semi-farmers and beneficiaries. Products including press materials made from different types of silk and artifacts made from cocoons were on display at the exhibition, along with the cocoons brought from across the state. A medical camp was recently organized by the Indian Army for the people of Old Town Baramulla in North Kashmir. Named as a healing touch to Awaam, the camp was part of a goodwill gesture and in continuation of its commitment towards the welfare of general public. During the camp, a gynecologist, eye surgeon, eye specialist, family physician, general surgeon, pathologist, medical officers, nursing staff from Rotary Club Pune and Indian Army fraternity were present.
जो यहाँ पर ये कैंप हुआ है, तो हम इस कैंप के लिए पहले ही बहुत दिनों से बेताब थे कि ये कैंप यहाँ पर लग जाए, और आज हमारी बहुत दिनों के बाद ये मनोकामना पूरी हो गई. और जो हमने देखा यहाँ पर एक स्पेशल डॉक्टर साहिबान आए हैं, अलग अलग ये है, और ख़ासकर जो यहाँ पर मेडिसिन का इन्होंने जो एहतमाम रखा है, तो इससे आम आदमी का बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ है. और हम चाहते हैं कि आइंदा भी ये कैंप यहाँ पर लगे, बारामूला में ही नहीं कि ऑल वैली में.
A total of 634 people turned up from adjoining areas of Baramulla and availed the facility. The aim of the camp was an outreach to alleviate the medical problems of the local populace and to build mutual trust, confidence and codependency between the public and the army.
Next, we take you to the Kanpur city of Uttar Pradesh, where a Muslim woman has translated the holy scripture of Ramayana in Urdu, giving out loud the message of peace and communal harmony. Take a look.
हे राम तेरे नाम को हर नाम पुकारे, बंदा ये तेरा पल पल तेरी राह निहारे. These lines are not taken from any holy scripture but are the lines from a ghazal composed by Dr. Mahi Talat Siddiqui. A resident of Kanpur city of northern Uttar Pradesh state, Siddiqui has set an example of inter-community accord by writing Ramayana in Urdu even after being a Muslim.
अवसर मिला कि मैं इसको उर्दू भाषा में लाऊं और सबके सामने ये चीज़ आए और कैसे रामायण एक पूरी रामकथा जो है एक अच्छी ज़िंदगी जीने के उदाहरणों से भरी हुई है, ये आम लोग भी समझें जो इस कम्युनिटी से बिलोंग नहीं करते हैं.
Few years ago, Badri Narayan Tiwari, another resident of Kanpur city, gave her a copy of Ramayana. After reading it, Siddiqui decided to write the holy text in Urdu. Putting forth a heartwarming reminder of Awadh region's Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, Siddiqui, through her endeavours, wanted to highlight the similarities between religions that bind humanity and propagate the teachings of Lord Ram. Siddiqui has put translations of Ramayana in her book, Ram Katha or Muslim Sahityakar Samagra, so as to help people from two communities get a better understanding of each other's culture.
ये लगभग 108 अध्याय हैं और इसमें अलग अलग कवियों का, साहित्यकारों का समन्वय है और बेसिकली जो पंडित बद्री नारायण तिवारी जी हैं उनके द्वारा मुझे ये हिंदी में संग्रह प्राप्त हुआ था, तो मैं उनकी बहुत तहे दिल से शुक्रगुज़ार हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे ही चुना, इस पावन काम के लिए मुझे ही चुना गया और मेरी कलम से ये रहती दुनिया तक एक नज़ीर कायम हो गई.
Siddiqui holds a PhD in Hindi literature and teaches in Halim Muslim Degree College in Kanpur.
With the COVID-19 pandemic spreading its clutches all over the country once again, creative minds have started coming up with new ideas to spread awareness regarding the same, while instructing commoners to stay at home. Today, let's take a look at some similar examples from different cities across the country where citizens have found innovative ways to spread COVID-19 awareness. As the number of coronavirus cases is on the rise in the country, local citizens along with the authorities have taken it upon themselves to control the spread. In Moradabad city of Uttar Pradesh, a local artist decided to dress up as Yamraj, the Hindu god of death, and visited various localities in the city to create awareness about the virus and the need to follow social distancing norms. The artist is a member of a local NGO whose other volunteers were also present, along with him appealing to people to wear masks and use sanitizers.
मैं यमराज बना हूँ आज और सारे नगरवासियों को सूचित करना चाहता हूँ कि कोरोना बहुत तेज़ी से फैल रहा है, इसलिए मास्क लगाएं और जो है 2 गज की दूरी बनाए रखें. इसलिए सभी नगरवासियों से मेरी प्रार्थना है कि मास्क लगाकर जाएं जहां भी जाएं.
Meanwhile, in Pune city of Maharashtra, a citizen dressed in red coronavirus themed suit was spotted spreading awareness regarding the deadly virus. He is a volunteer from the Center for Youth Development and Activities, which is a non-profit organization which is working to help the needy amid the pandemic.
अभी हमारा जो लेटेस्ट कैंपेन चल रहा है वो कोरोना स्पीक्स, ये कैंपेन चल रहा है जिसमें कोरोना एक्चुअली लोगों से बात कर रहा है, उनको बता रहा है कि मैं अभी आया हूँ और मैं खुद रोड पे आ रहा हूँ और आपको बोल रहा हूँ प्लीज़ फॉलो द सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग एंड यूज़ द मास्क। एंड हम लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों में ये डर पैदा करना चाहते हैं कि लोग अभी भी डर नहीं रहे, लोग अभी भी बाहर जा रहे हैं, विदाउट रीज़न घूम रहे हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारा कैंपेन इसके लिए मोड़ कर रहा है कि प्लीज़ फॉलो द रूल्स एंड स्टे एट होम।
In Gujarat's Vadodara city, a group of youngsters wore spiky headgears which resemble the microscopic image of the virus. They also wore protective suits so as to appeal to the local public to stay indoors and maintain social distancing norms.
ये मैंने अभी तक कोरोना का थीम पे हेलमेट बनाया हुआ है, सभी पहने हुआ है मैंने। अभी मेरे सब युवा मित्रों ने भी पीपीई किट पहन के ये संदेश, सबके हाथ में ये पोस्टर है, सबके हाथ में ये संदेश देना चाहते हैं कि आप घर पे ही रहे, मास्क पहने, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का मेंटेन करें।
Apart from these, artists across cities in the country painted graffiti art on their walls to spread awareness regarding the second wave of the virus. Next, we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our new edition, World in Focus. Giving a feel to the country's culture and traditions, Japanese company Nissin has come up with a new product, Nippon Soft Cream. Corn of the ice cream is made with a combination of two colors, white and red, as both are considered lucky in Japanese tradition. The brownish color of the cream is due to one of its ingredients, azuki beans from Hokkaido. A confectionery shop, Kamakura Itoka, located in one of Japan's ancient cities, Kamakura, has introduced this ice cream.
この小豆が原料ですので、コクがあってですね、日本の味といえばやはりその小豆の味ですので、まさに日本のソフトクリームといった味わいだと思います。鎌倉というその日本のその伝統と文化のあるそういう町にあって、私どもはお菓子屋さんという仕事をしております。冷たい食べ物がやっぱり需要が高まっているところで、この町でもソフトクリームを売っているお店はいっぱいあるんですね。うち独自のもの、そしてお菓子屋にふさわしい材料なもの、そういったものをないかいろいろと模索してたところですね、日清さんの方から小豆を原料にしたソフトクリームがあるということで、一応検討しました。
Nippon Soft Cream has another unique feature. Customers can choose the wrapping around the ice cream from 6 different cover designs, including flower images, firework, empty Fuji, and much more. Soft ice cream was introduced in Japan about 70 years ago, and since then, it has kept evolving. Next, we take you to Hakata, one of the oldest cities in Japan which is famous for its traditional culture and delicious food. The hostel V-Base Hakata, produced by Resum, is playing a role of a cultural hub in Hakata city. At present, it is preparing to welcome tourists as Japan is witnessing a decline in footfall on fresh COVID-19 cases.
私たちスタッフと地域の方々とお客様三位一体となって新たなコミュニティをここで作るようなそういう目的でこのホステルを運営しています。34人泊まれる大部屋のドミトリーがあります。そちらは男女共用になっています。こちら海外の方はもう男性女性問わずお使いいただきますし、例えば日本の方ですと運動の合宿やご年配の方の同窓会などでもお使いいただくことがあります。
The rooms in this hostel are designed like a box-type structure with twin bed and double bedrooms. Then, there is a community space where journey books are carefully displayed and is also used for local cultural dissemination. Visitors can even try on new things like painting on a Japanese lantern named chochin and learning how to wrap various things using furoshiki, a traditional cloth. This cultural experience has become an important part of the community space to connect visitors with local people. For the past 10 years, 3 Malaysian farmers has been perfecting the right concoction of nutrients and treatment to successfully grow Japanese muskmelons, one of the world's most expensive fruits in Malaysia's hot tropical weather. After constant experimentation and trials, the farmers at Mono in Malaysia's administrative capital, Putrajaya, are finally selling their prized luxury fruits of labour on the market. Say and his colleagues also perform regular massages with a soft cloth or glove, which is said to enhance the flavor. They also play classical music for the plants via speakers in the greenhouses, which they believe stimulates their growth.
We have been growing many different types of melon, including more than 10 times of Japanese melon. We are facing a lot of challenge, like very hot weathers, the composition of the nutrition, the technical know-how on how to grow this Japanese melon. Until recently, we find a right variety, right nutrients, right where to grow it.
Growing muskmelons in the tropics was a challenge for Say and his team, but they learned the cultivation process of Japanese muskmelon through several trips to Japanese farms and pure trial and error. Thailand is close to completing one of the world's biggest hydro-floating solar hybrid projects on the surface of a dam, parts of steps towards boosting renewable energy production after years of criticism for reliance on fossil fuels. Some 144,414 units of solar panels are being installed on a reservoir in the northeast province of Ubon Ratchathani, where workers are completing the last of 7 solar farms covering 300 acres of water area. Authorities are aiming to complete the project in June. The state-run Electricity Generation Authority of Thailand is touting the pilot project as one of the world's largest hybrid hydro-solar power ventures and aims to replicate it at 8 more dams over the next 16 years. That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Yeshi, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.